and girls, it's Grumpy Vlogger Live.
Whew. Hello, folks. Yeah, let me get that chat off there. See if I can do that. I accidentally hit the timer while I was trying to. I was trying to type something in the chat, and I accidentally hit the timer, and then I had to straighten it out. So, anyways, welcome to another great episode of the Grumpy Vlogger Live. And let's just get right into it. Let's go ahead and bring in my esteemed co-host. Let's see here. If I do this right, I need to move something around first. So hang on, Art. There we go. I gotta get that out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. And there we go. Hey, Art, how you doing, buddy? Whoops, 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 whoops. For some reason, your audio is not turned on. Okay, now it is.
What?
Yeah,
How's that?
now it was my
There we
side.
go.
All right, let
Cool.
me fix this. Turn that off. Get rid of that.
With
Okay.
that. There.
Yeah. I was late getting everything set up. I was in a, yeah, well, I had to get up early this morning, go in and see the eye doctors to see about
Oh,
getting new glasses.
not the proctologist?
Yeah, no, not the proctologist, thank God. But I did have to go see the eye doctor, and I'm not getting new glasses, but I'm getting new eyes.
Ooh.
They're going to do cataract surgery, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
You're
you
going
know.
to get cataract
Yeah, I'm going to get
instead of a Rinkin?
Yeah, I'm going to get a cataract instead of a Rinkin. Yeah. You never know, guys. But anyways, yeah, so Judy was up late last night, and I was too. We watched a series of movies last night. You know, we watched both of the different Hercules, the one with the Rock, and then the other one. I can't remember who starred in it. And we watched. God, I don't know what we watched all sorts of films last night. It was
One
5 o'clock.
Kevin Sorbo?
No, not the one. We didn't watch the series. We watched the movies. No. The Rock played in one of them. That's actually a pretty good one. It's comical, you know. Anything with The Rock is going to be funny for the most part. And then, anyways, we ended up not getting to sleep till 5 this morning, and I had to be up at 9 to go up there to get ready to go up there. And I hit my snooze once, and then drug my butt out of bed and headed off to the VA hospital. Was able to get a parking spot right up front, so that was good.
Ooh.
Which with that place is really good. And the doctor sees me and says, "Well, you know, we said 4 years ago we probably need to do something about them cataracts." He says, "I'm telling you now." He says, "You got to do something about those cataracts." And I'm like, because I had a new shadow come up on this side of my eye, and it, you know how you see something out of the corner of your eye and you think something's over there, and you're looking like, and then you realize that it's moved again, and and then you realize it's your eye that's doing that. It's like drove me nuts the first couple of weeks until I got figured it out. So anyway, so they're scheduling a consult, and they're going to go in and give me some new bionic eyes or something. I don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, so they're going to do that, and so I didn't get any new glasses today, so that's all right. I'm hoping to go with just, you know, maybe just having to use readers after this, because that's all Judy has to use now. And I'm hoping that my distance will be good enough that I don't have to wear glasses, which will be odd because I've wore bifocals since I was 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, so I came home and Judy was awake, and you know she wanted to talk for a little while. I went out and fixed her. I have one of these little mini donut makers, so I fixed her a dozen donuts, and we sat there and ate them. And then finally, I said, I got to get a little bit of sleep. I woke up, I don't know, about 2 o'clock, and I thought, oh man, I am hurting. So I got up and took one of my mild pain pills, and I woke up at 5 o'clock. And I realized I needed to get up and get some groceries, so I had to run over to the grocery store. But anyway, so I'm running late, you know, typical, right? And then I rebooted and everything, and my vMix wouldn't start. I'm going, oh my God, really?
Oh.
And then I realized I hadn't not only had I not invited any guests, I hadn't even set the stream up, ahead of time. So I had to do all that, and I sent out the invitations, and hopefully somebody will come in. But before we get any further, let me catch up on the chat real quick. Let's
Oh, this
see.
is going to be a fun show. 'Cause
Oh, is it?
I'm doing some drinking tonight.
All right, that ought to be entertaining in
Yep.
itself. Anyways, we got Grant,
got-
Mr. Stay Drunk.
Corn whiskey and pineapple soda.
The pineapple wouldn't do it for me.
It's
The
not
whiskey would be
bad.
okay. I'm not a fan of pineapple, anyways. Like pineapple should not be on pizza. Anyways, let me say hi to people in chat. We got Grant, we got TJ, Giggles and Drones. Let's see, we got Jody at Drone Shots. We got Jay Bird. Eat More Possum, welcome. Drone Life RC is here. Billy Tompkins, hello. Glad to see you. Let's see who else we got here that snuck in. Mr. JRC's, and Eat More Possum. That's doing pretty good. Good start, because I'm using vMix now and not StreamYards, I can schedule everything using the Go Live thing that you use on YouTube. And I found out that I can start broadcasting on vMix, and that puts it in a preview window and tells me how my connection is and everything beforehand. So,
cool.
So I've had it running and been monitoring it, and it keeps telling me this thing about my audio bit rate. I don't know why it's showing me that, but I guess it doesn't make any difference as long as everybody can hear it. But let's see, what was I going to talk about? There was
I don't know, but I got up at 4:30 this morning to go do a sunrise video.
Oh,
with
excellent!
The Mavic Mini.
With the Mavic Mini, the Mini one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. All right. Excellent. Oh man, I tell you, it's been this last week has been crazy.
Pretty darn good.
Does it? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, any of you guys saw. I got my van had to go in the shop because it had an overheating issue, and then on Memorial Day weekend on Saturday, I'd gone shopping. I came back. I talked to you about this yesterday, Art. Anyways, I came back, pulled the truck in because I was using the truck because my van was in the shop. They were holding it until they could get the parts in. And it was just a simple thing, but it was starting to overheat. I noticed it. It never overheated. I stopped it. I shut it down before that happened. And they got the new cooling fan in. It's all fine now. But the truck, when I pulled it in, I went back out about 30 minutes later to go somewhere, and it wouldn't start. Long story short, we ended up having to pull the fuel tank and put in a new fuel pump. It decided to. It had done this once before, but I didn't think anything about it. I thought, well, okay, I'm not doing something right, or not holding my mouth right when I turned the key or something, But anyway, so yeah. So my boys came over and very kindly, hello, Ron, how are you doing? Anyway, so they very graciously took a little bit of their time, and the two of them got down. From what my older son said, he said, I don't know how my younger brother is feeling. He said, but man, he says, I couldn't get off the couch Sunday. He's 53, so he's not young himself, I mean, he's starting to get there where age is starting to play a part in him. So, but yeah, it's but they fixed it, and so it was a good thing too. I got my van back on Thursday or Wednesday, I can't remember now. And the next day, my youngest son had to borrow my truck. So his Jeep, and I know the reason he hasn't brought it back is that Jeep of his, one of them big high rise with all big wheels and everything. It sucks gas, and my truck is a lot more economical. And he's not wanting to put gas in that Jeep. He's driving my truck while the gas prices.
I bet.
Yeah. So Charles Goluski,
Gas
hello.
jumped another 15 cents today.
Do what? Oh, it jumped another 15?
Gas went up another 15 cents. It
Oh,
was
man.
it was $4.44 yesterday. Now it's $4.65. That's
Yeah,
at the cheap station.
it's running 424 right now here in Muskogee. So, Ron, Judy's doing pretty good. She's she's doing all right. Everything's good right now. So I think we're planning on headed to the cabin here. Oh, sometime at the end of the week. Depends on what appointments we got. You're muted again, Art, and I didn't do it.
Me?
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Were you just moving your lips and not saying anything when you were showing me your drink? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do that too. That I do it better.
It's a talking cup. Listen to
Talking
that.
cup, yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Anyways, so I sent out the link to a couple guys, and I'll see if they come in. If they don't here shortly, I'll see who else might have the opportunity to come in. Because I'm using vMix, I'm only limited to 3 guests plus myself. So, Charles says it's getting in New York State, it's getting up to close to $5. Yeah, I tell you what, it's getting bad everywhere. So,
Yep. Welcome to Biden economy.
Yeah, I know.
Jimmy Carter, part 2.
Jimmy Carter Part 2. Ain't that the truth? I remember in I worked for a Phillips Petroleum service station. It was Phillips Petroleum. They had Phillips 66, and then they had their generic station, and it was called Waylo. It was out in Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, it was a joke because we all joke says it should be called Way High. And, of course, at the end of the day, we had to do the bank receipts, and I had to call up to Bartlesville. And this is long before I ever came to Oklahoma, but I was constantly having to talk to those people. And I said, why did they call it way low? Couldn't they call it, what it really is, way high? And of course, they just laugh about it. But yeah, it was 435 in Georgia. Yeah, it's not bad. You guys aren't too far ahead of Muskogee right now. So yeah, it's just getting bad everywhere. I mean, it's, I went over, I went to one store to get something and they didn't have it, and I had to go to another store, and even that store was out. It's like, this is getting ridiculous. It's just, now mind you, it wasn't stuff I needed, but it was the stuff that I get on a general basis, and I wanted, so it's just, and it's going to get worse because the price of diesel fuel right now is just through the roof, and
Oh yeah.
it's just really it's not just the cost of gas that's eating into our checks. And 475 in Hot Rod in Daytona, welcome. 475 in Florida, yeah. So we're looking at the price of gas is going up. Cost of living, cost of groceries has gone through the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
Friend of mine in California sent me a picture of his house, near his house, 1009.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody's making some money there. Or it's just it's just a bad thing. By the way, for those of you that aren't aware, today is D-Day. I think it's the 77th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Am I?
No, it's 78.
78th. Okay, I thought I miscounted that because I thought I ran out of toes.
Because I watched the history guide to.
Oh, you watched the history guide. Well, see, I counted on all my fingers, but I didn't take my shoes off to finish counting, so that's why I was off a year.
Mm-hmm.
I started repeating on my fingers again, so hey, God made these before he did a calculator.
Yep.
That's what I say.
Remember, that was 44 and we're
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I thought 45, and I kept thinking in my head that is not right. It's 44, but
No, no,
then
no.
but hello, Adrian. Welcome to the
That would have
show.
been between VE Day and VJ
V
Day.
Day, yeah, VJ Day,
45.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, and I remember back as a kid celebrating D-Day a lot differently than they do now. Of course,
Mhm.
my dad and all my uncles were all in World War II. And so was your dad, wasn't he?
Yep.
And
Yeah, he was in the Pacific.
yeah, yeah. I had I had two uncles in the Pacific. I had uh uh my mom's brother was yeah. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Got squirrel moment. Anyways, my mom's brother was in the Marines in the Pacific, and then my uncle on my one of my uncles on my dad's side, his brother was uh, at the Tan. He was a Bataan Death March survivor.
Oh,
He spent the good part of the war as a POW,
yep.
and came back. Yeah, he was very emaciated when he came back. Yeah, and his eyes were
Oh,
never
yeah.
good at. Yeah, his eyes were never good after that because lack of the
Mhm.
vitamin A and stuff that they needed for the, uh, you know, and I think they called it,
A
was it
lot of people
rickets?
don't know this, but the current president of the Philippines, his father was in the Bataan Death March.
Death March, yeah, yeah.
Ferdinand Marcos.
Ferdinand Marcos, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
hmm And he escaped and joined the underground,
Underground, yeah.
the
Philippine Underground,
guerrilla.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And you can't forget about all of the civilian Australian observers, you know, coast,
Yep.
coast watchers, and
Yep.
there was a lot of, and I, I didn't hear a lot of stories, I probably heard maybe four or five stories from my dad. It wasn't until years later in which, uh, it wasn't until years later that I got some papers that he had from one of his commanding officers, and it was after my dad and mom had died. I started going through these papers, and uh, Lloyd is drinking moonshine in that cup. No, but Art
Mhm.
probably is. Uh, but
Oh,
and it was
right
interesting to hear
here.
the story. Yeah, and but yeah, it's so remember the D-Day because that was quite the operation. Uh, you know, but there's Maddie's Drone World. Uh, how you doing, Maddie? So so yeah, I was hoping Maddie would come on tonight if he can. I don't know. I haven't seen whether he's
Yeah.
going to be able to make it. Uh, but
Oh, and D-Day was pretty much a big giant cluster. You know
yeah,
what?
Charlie
But
Foxtrot. Yeah,
actually, it turned out to be pretty good.
yeah, it did.
We had trained our soldiers good enough to where they were able to regroup and and
Yeah, of course we had
finish
the
all their assignment.
what was it uh which airborne was it, the 101st or the
101st, yep.
101st? Yeah, they're
Easy
the one.
Company. If you
Easy
watch
Company. Yeah,
Band
yeah,
of
yeah.
Brothers, yep,
They're the ones that dropped in
hmm
back behind, and
yep.
that
And
was
they were way off target.
yeah, yeah,
But if
yeah,
you watch the history guy today, he was talking about the Canadian Airborne Unit, and they were way off course and lost a lot of men and
yeah,
equipment. Yep.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think from 44, a day, a day makes a difference, and you think of what was June of 44 and VE Day was
Oh, that would have been a little less than a year. That was May of 45.
May of 45. So
Yep.
that was a long, hard, hard road to plow there, trying to get through all that. And so
Yep.
yeah, I mean, man, that was you think about it, and just I saw a picture that showed January 6th, 1944, and showed the troops coming in, all the bodies, everything, and then it showed they had a side by side of what it looks like today, and just
Right.
hard to believe that that was the same place, And we don't fathom what it was like for England being bombed by the Battle of Britain and the bombings there and all of that.
Yep.
We can't fathom what it was like for France to be taken over like that and to be bombed like that. We can't even understand it. Even watching the things that's going on in the Ukraine right now, it's still, for as Americans, it's hard for us to, and it's because those guys, did that protected us from having to deal with that, here on our, it's getting a little crazy around here, but we're still better than, we're better than a lot, uh,
Oh, and there was a Star Trek actor that was involved in D-Day.
oh, I'm trying to think who it was.
Aye, Captain. The dilithium
Scotty,
crystals are fused all over the
that's right.
panel.
Yeah,
James
Scotty,
Doohan
that's
was,
right. Yeah, James
and he
Doohan, he
was
was,
wounded several times
yeah.
and lost the middle finger.
Mm. Yep, that's right, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, Javer, let's see. Anyways, I digress, but yeah. I get to looking at my chat right here, and I'm trying to keep up with that, and it's just like, but yeah. So, did you guys, any of you guys see have you seen any of that new uh that rumored Cinewhoop that DJI is supposed to be making?
Oh,
The
the Avanta?
Avanta,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't heard any specs on it, but that's actually might be one I might be interested in looking at. You know,
It looks
just
like somebody smashed a Tello and a tiny whoop together.
yeah, yeah. It sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, because it's the center
Mhm.
section is just real boxy. Real.
Yeah.
Uh, it.
Yeah.
I saw one of these. You get these pop up advertisements on Facebook and stuff. You know, and that's what it looked like. Some of the
And the
uh,
goggles, they look like they're this smaller version of the original digital
right, the
goggles.
original DJI, yeah, the original
But they
goggles, yeah,
got the antennas that stick up, and it kind of reminds me of a Batman.
yeah, 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 yeah. So so you got to admit that Arco Drone Solutions, you're up on your history trivia. Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
Art probably pays closer attention. Of course, Art's lived a lot of history, so there's that too. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm a history buff, and
yeah,
I'm interested in that. Now, but Lloyd, he knows a lot about English history, especially the Middle Ages.
yes, yes. And it's not because I lived through
Mhm.
it; it's because that was what I studied in college.
Because he was an English lit major.
English lit and English history major. Yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah, English history minor with a major in English literature. But yeah, I don't know why, and it's why I decided to go down that road. But I just I got I got hooked on like Shakespeare when I was like 16, 15 years old. Or probably younger than that.
Mhm.
I think I read Macbeth, the Scottish play. Uh, when I was I don't know if you remember the comic book Classic Illustrated. Uh, there was, there's those little hardback books, called Classic Illustrated, and they've got pictures in them, but it's mainly written. Well, back when I was a kid, they put out a comic book of that, and that's where I read. That's when I first was introduced to Shakespeare, because I was from. A lot of my family was from New Mexico and from down in the southern part of the states, and reading comic books was it was almost sinful, and but my mother thought it was great because at least I was reading, and that's what the point was. And but she bought me like the Classic Illustrated, and it's the first time I read Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott.
Ivan,
One of my favorite all time books, and the
about
movies.
Great Expectations. Did you read that?
I have read it. I didn't like it. It's some of it is
I know
just
it's a hard read. The only thing I remember is Mrs. Faversham and the bunnies having their heads torn off.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah. It's Great Expectation. I mean, because that's
I
Dickens.
forgot who wrote it,
Dickens.
but
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Some of Dickens stuff I like, some of it I don't. Obviously enjoyed The Christmas Carol. Tale of Two Cities, boring. Uh, uh,
Not as bad as The Tale of Two Titties,
yeah, that's true too. Uh,
which is now
no,
on
yeah.
Blu-ray.
Well, Mr. J, yeah, I wish it was Barbarella. My mother would have beat me to death. I'd got a Barbarella comic book. Yeah. No, they just they were Pentecostal holy rollers. They
Okay.
everything. I mean, blinking your eyes wrong was a sin to those folks down there. Some of those,
Yep. Hey,
some
what
of
are
them.
you doing? Are you dancing over there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. No fun whatsoever. But
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
uh, but yeah,
They would have loved Dirty Dancing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not so much, yeah. But I'll make sure that okay. I just checking to make sure that my wife wasn't knocking on the.
Oh,
She's going to sleep. Okay, I was just
so
checking.
did you get your new Chihuahua yet?
Not yet. It'll be about another 2.5 weeks. Yeah, about
Oh,
2.5 weeks, and
I want to see pictures.
yeah, and I've got pictures. That's the thing. I've got pictures. I just haven't put them up yet. And let me see if I can. Let me do this. I might be able to bring up one of them. Let's see. There we go. Let me see if it backed up. I mean, my. Oh, it's too much work. Let me see if I can. I'll bring it up this way. Let's see. This is the easiest way. Ron Lockwood does this all the time, so why can't I? Let's see. There we go.
Jerry on mine.
There he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cute.
yeah. He's Let's see if I got some more here. She sent me a bunch of them. Here's another one.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got a half white collar around him. It just goes halfway, and he's got he's the only one with a fully solid black head. The rest of them have marks on their faces, and he's got his collar goes from around the left side to the center and down, and he's got a sister that goes on the opposite direction, like they were stuck together when But hello, Steve. How you doing? But yeah, that's was taken.
That'll make Ken Heron jealous.
Yeah, and let's see if I got any others. That was after their eyes had opened, so uh, there they are.
Oh.
And believe it or not, she's litter box training them.
Oh, is that the mama there?
Yeah, that's the mama. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
she's a cutie too.
yeah, yeah. So there was three girls and she's been really good about giving us updates and stuff. So uh
That's good.
yeah, she's been.
That's
As a matter of fact, we met up with her and finished paying for them the other day, and she's gone. I've never had a breeder that usually you see it in the paper, you go look at it, you say, "Oh, I like it." They hand it to you, and maybe some papers and a little bag of dog food, and that's it. Off you go, and that's the last you hear from them. But this gal, she
Mhm.
has. I mean, she takes all of her dogs, has some professional pictures done of them, or does a professional style photo, whole photo shoot of each one of the dogs, and she's she's sending home. She actually has made a necklace for Judy that with a symbol that represents Bear, which is his name. His name is
Oh,
Barricade, but we shortened it to Bear. But so yeah, he's Judy is getting very impatient. She's like, because we haven't got to hold it yet. We just haven't managed to meet up when, you know, without going up to the vet's office. She's like, I want my dog. I said, well, it's still only 4.5 weeks old. I think she said it was 5 weeks old now. So, but we won't get it till it's 8 weeks old. So, and
right.
no, our other Chihuahua we lost.
Oh,
We've lost. All we have now is a Pomeranian. Well, we have one Pomeranian and Ranger. Yeah, we have the big puppy. He's spoiled. What's funny is when okay, all right, that's one. I just saw that that was just from Ron Brown. Said he's running late, so I don't know if he'll make it on the show tonight or not. But yeah, but yeah, Ranger is he gets bamboozled by that Pomeranian. It's like, why do you put up with it? Just step on him, push him out of the way. So Ranger ends up in this little dog bed, curled up in it, trying to get all of them. And he's hanging over the sides. His feet are sticking out over
yeah.
the sides.
And the other
And then
dog is like,
the other is in
oh,
this huge, yeah, the
yeah.
palm is in, and he takes up about this much of one corner, Like, are you friggin' kidding me?
I yep.
Yeah, it's just like,
Oh,
oh my
the
God.
cats are like that. They love but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
screw the toys, just give them a little shoe box, and they'll cram their little butt inside the
Yeah,
shoe
yeah.
box. Yep.
Ranger's doing good. He's actually doing pretty good.
Well, that's good.
He's
And
doing
how
pretty good.
old is Ranger?
God, I have to stop and think. I'm thinking he's
Uh-oh, that could be dangerous.
yeah, it could be. He's at least
Mm.
5 years old. I'd have to
Oh,
go back and check, but I think he turned 5 in February, so he's 5.5 years old. And so yeah, but that's all we got around to the house to spoil right now is our dogs, and
right,
we got one grandson still living at home, and all the rest of them all grown up, moved away, and
right.
our great grandkids are all too far away, and or
Hmm.
some of our other grandkids are all too far away. So yeah, we spoil
Right.
the dogs. See, and the good thing is we'll spend all of our money on stuff like this. That way, there's nothing for our kids to have to argue about after we're dead and gone, because there ain't gonna be nothing left. You know.
Hmm.
But hey, we've been sitting here gabbing for at least 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's do a shameless plug. Let me put me on full
There you-
screen, and let's do this. All right. Okay, and let's see where we're at. 2 shots. There we go. All right, we're back. Okay.
We're back. Hey,
Ah,
Lloyd, did you hear about the scientist who he was missing his dearly departed wife so badly that he decided to have her cloned? But there was one downside. She had a really bad habit of cursing. And then one day he finally snapped. So he threw her off the roof of the lab and he was arrested for making an obscene clone fall.
you know, I think I saw that on my phone app. Just the other day. Yeah. So yeah. There you go, guys. You want to save us? Well, that's how you do it right there. You
Yeah.
and you come in and save us from uh bad jokes. Yeah. That's
Bad.
our
So
bad
where's
joke of the
Mr.
day.
Brown? I don't see him on the.
Well, he said he wasn't coming. He said he was running late, so I take it he's not going to be able to make it. So I send out his link to somebody else. And but yeah. So hello, Chris Wedgeworth and Steve Carpenter. If I didn't say hi to you already,
Steve Carpenter. Invite him. Hopefully we get him in.
well, I had
He's always fun.
yeah, and okay. Oh, there we go. We've got another person here. Let's do this. See if this works. Hello.
Yay!
He's froze.
It's Frozen Ron. It must be darn cold up
It
there.
must be cold up there, yeah, because he's froze. So, but hey, it's a good shot, so we can talk about him while he's trying to figure out what he's doing there.
Go.
You know, so. Hello, Ron. Ground control to Captain Ron. Is that it? Is that the song?
Yep.
Something like that? Yeah.
That's Major Tom.
Major Tom. Okay, there we go. Oh, he
There
almost.
he is.
Ah,
Oh,
his
there
eyes
he is.
blinked.
He's actually moving.
He's actually live.
Yeah. Hey, Ron.
Hello, Ron.
Looks
You're
like
working.
I'm on a little tiny screen.
Oh, okay.
I guess I've never done vMix before.
No, you haven't. You probably haven't. So.
I come on, and then I saw the done button. I hit the done button.
Yeah, your
and
little
it disappeared.
screen up
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You should be able
And then you
to.
see the three of us,
Yeah.
and you're a little screen somewhere around there. That's your live screen.
Yeah. You should have one with your shot and one with the three of us on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I said it's kind of small.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
How do I make that bigger?
What are you on, a
Can you
laptop or a
make it
phone?
bigger?
An
Oh,
iPad.
you could drag it and make it bigger. Grab the corner and just kind of, you
Well,
can make it bigger.
if you're on a phone, it's only going to be because I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I can do this and make you bigger, but that makes you solo. So you
Yeah.
know,
And it's a little delayed too.
Yep. Yep.
if you're, yeah, it is a little delayed because it's got to go from me to you and back again. So to me, I'm hearing you guys perfectly on time, and I'm not seeing. If you're watching it on YouTube, yes, there is a delay.
Yeah.
You know, but as long as you're watching it on just the vMix, it shouldn't be that much of a delay.
Yeah.
Man,
So I should not hit that done button.
No.
At the top, I see advanced.vmixcall.com.
Yeah, that's the actual link that I sent you. I sent you to the advanced. It gives you a couple more options. Just make your browser full screen. Is what you do.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, he's frozen.
He's frozen again. He must have hit that done button again. Yeah. Jaybird says his phone just broke. When we made his picture bigger. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's looking. I mean, I've got an excellent connection, so I can't gripe about that. So,
we're gonna spend the rest of the show trying to teach me how to come on to vMix.
I just opened it up. What browser did you use?
I went into Messenger where you sent me the.
Right.
I'm afraid to hit anything else.
Well, I sent you the link. You should have been able to just click that, and it should have brought up your. It should have brought up your. Depending on whether you're using Google or if you're on not
Can
Google,
I,
but
copy and paste
Safari.
the link into?
Yeah, you can copy and paste that and put it into something different.
Let me try one more time.
All right. We're here.
We only have 20 more minutes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're not doing anything. So, I do. One of the things I pay, or when I give away prizes for my Christmas drawings and stuff, I get that all through spreadsheet or whatever. You got it? Okay.
Now we got it.
Oh, it opened it up in Messenger. I see what happened now. I know what you're saying.
That's what it did. Yeah, it opened up in Messenger.
Yeah. So, but how you doing, Ron? Haven't seen you in a while. Hadn't talked to you in a while.
Yeah.
Good. Was actually a little sick earlier in the week. Last week I was sick as a dog, but
hello, Mudball.
Went back to working part-time again. I get off here Wednesday morning and go home, and Friday midday I go to my part-time job and work another 40 hours, and then only off like another 2 days, and then back up here early. There's a lot of people taking vacations and
right.
But yeah, the whole month of June, I think I have like 5 days off.
Ooh.
Or you could be a full-time YouTuber like me.
Yeah. You know,
like
the funny thing is, I'm just trying to save up because I have no idea come the end of August what gas is going to cost. I have to drive to Salt Lake City.
Oh.
And if it's $6, $7, $8 a gallon, who knows what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
Why are you going to Salt Lake City?
Catch a plane to Seattle to Alaska.
Huh?
It's my big fishing trip.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You do that every year, don't you?
Go.
Yeah.
Every 2 years,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank God that trip's already paid for.
I was going to say, can you
Airline's
imagine
already
what those
paid for.
tickets would cost now with the price of fuel? Because they're going to
Oh,
roll it over right into those ticket costs, you know?
Yep.
You know? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, all of that's going to be rolled over in ticket costs, but yeah. But, yeah, I'm getting a little glitching on my side, but I think it's just me right now. So, I'm, I've talked about, when I use Spreadshirt or whatever I use to, make all of my prizes I give away, my t-shirts, hats, and all that stuff. Well, I have an Epson EcoTank 2650, I think is what it is. It's one of those that has the tanks. You just fill in you put the ink, you use the ink bottles to fill them up. And, well, I ended up getting a cup press, and I did not bring the cup in with me, but I got a cup press that's a heat press for the cups. And I just use heat transfer paper, and I can, have it cut it out. And I've got two different versions, but I just bought another Epson EcoTank. I think it's the 2870. It's two steps up. It's had no ink in it, so I ordered heat transfer ink, and I'll fill up those, and then I'll be able to print off like my Grumpy Vlogger logo that's here. I'll be able to print that off on sublimation paper, slap it on the cups, heat it up for 3 minutes, and it infuses it. I mean, it literally infuses it right into the glass. So, I'll be able to do my t-shirts that way. Yeah, I can do my stickers. Yeah, I can do my stickers. And, because it's just gonna be, it cost me so much to buy those t-shirts and mugs and cups and stuff. Whereas I think I got the 3 t-shirts, they're extra larges, they're gray, that I'm going to be doing my logo on. I bought them over at Hobby Lobby. They're the Guild or whatever, really good quality, comfortable t-shirts. They were $4.49, and they were half off. So $2. The ink, I got enough ink because those Eco Tanks are economical. That's the best way to go. If you can if you need a color printer, go with an Eco Tank, or an HP. They have their version, Smart Tank or something like that. And but yeah, you just order the sublimation ink and you print it off on either sublimation paper. You can even print it off on regular copy paper, and then you just put it up against whatever it is. Then add some butcher paper. Bring your press down on it. I've just got one of those Cricut presses, and you just set it on there, hit the timer, and yeah, that's it. 5 minutes later, and it infuses it into the material. It isn't just like an iron-on. It actually infuses the ink right into the material.
Yeah, like
almost like screen printing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Screen printing.
Yeah, almost like screen.
Here, Lloyd, I'll do a rock one on you.
Now,
here's
Oop.
I can get wait, hold on.
Oh,
This
you're
is
too high.
delaying here.
I can see your elbow.
Uh-oh.
we can't see it.
There we go.
There we go.
Put it in front of the camera.
Oh,
This is what I've been
yeah.
feeding the local wildlife at my place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've got a couple I'm trained where there'll be corn down on the ground. They walk right past it and come right to me. It's kind of cool. Yeah, here's let me see if I can get another one up. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of blurry, but
yeah, but still. Well, that is a nice looking buck. That's going to be a let's see, it's got
he's
1,
got to
2,
be pretty
3.
decent.
Pretty decent little rack started. Yeah.
3 on each side, I believe.
3 on each side, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now you need to get Fox to eat out of your hand.
Get what?
A fox
A
to
fox
eat out of
eat
your
out?
hand.
I haven't
Why?
seen any.
Oh, I've seen some videos on YouTube where
On YouTube of them?
somebody's got it's almost domesticated where they like to have their tummy rubbed and they make the
Really?
weirdest sound. You know,
Mm.
Oh,
it just
and you go ahead. I was
they're
just going to
high
welcome Bob
pitched and
Casey and Joe Blaylock in here.
oh,
So,
hey, hey,
What about
Bob and
Casey?
Joe. Yep.
in
Mm-hmm.
Mudball, yeah, I said, let's see. Okay, I'm caught up. Yeah, yeah. There's not very many foxes up in your part of the country, is there?
Yeah, there is. I just
Is
don't
there?
see them very often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mudball says, I got a fox to
and
eat out of my hand.
Wolverines and Badgers, they won't take shit
I'd
from
like to get a
wolves.
couple foxes eaten out of my hand.
Yeah, that's what he says. Then she married me. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but hey, don't forget at the top of the hour here, which is approaching here pretty quickly in the next 10 minutes, Ron Brown will be doing his live show. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm meeting up, hopefully, knock on wood. Actually, I'll knock on his head
Yep.
because it's wood. I'm meeting up with Mel this week before he's heading back to Tennessee.
I was just about to ask you that. How is Mel doing?
He's doing good. His dad passed away, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay, well, that's the reason he's going back to Tennessee to help with his brother, because his brother, he's I
The
think
brother
he's
had the fire.
huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah,
living in
that's
Mel's
right.
house. Yeah, his brother and dad his dad died about 2 weeks after that fire.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mel went back there to bury his dad, and then started making arrangements to start moving back to Tennessee. And so he's working this week, and then he's heading out. He's packing up and working both this week, and then he's headed back to Tennessee. I think this next weekend. We were supposed to meet up Friday, but finances and situation for everybody didn't work out, so we're going to try again. He's lived here for like 2.5 years, and 45, well, about an hour and 10 minutes away, and we haven't met up yet. We met more when he was traveling on the road than we have since he's lived here. And it's just one of those things. So we're going to try and meet up for dinner on Wednesday about noontime out at a place called Salisaw, which is a little closer to Fort Smith than it is to Muskogee, but it's just down by where my cabin's at. So it's just, I think, about 20 minutes from my cabin. So it's about a 40-minute drive from here. So so we're going to meet up there in Salisaw and have dinner with him and Tammy. And then I guess he gets the U-Haul, I think, on Friday. He's going to load it up on Friday, and he's going to take out on Saturday and head back to Tennessee. And that's why he won't be doing live streams, because he won't have the internet to do it with out there like he does.
Yeah.
Because unless
A lot
they've
of people
done
can get
something.
what's that? That satellite internet.
Oh,
Oh,
Starlink?
Starlink, like
Starlink.
Elon. Yeah, well, I'm sure that would be good if the prices come down. But from what I understand, it's a little on the pricey side.
Yeah, I think it's $300-400 just to
You're right, Bob. The last
get it.
time I saw him was when you and him you guys stopped by my house on the way to Spin Up. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that was
That's kind
in 19, wasn't it?
19, yeah, or 20.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, 19,
No,
19. No,
20
it's
was
19. They didn't have. Yeah,
it was
that's
a
right. It was
virtual.
19. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. They aren't doing
That's
a
when
Spin Up for
I
22.
met Bob and Mel. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it. That was the last time I saw
Mm-hmm.
Mel. Because they were on their way through, and then they headed back to Tennessee, and because Bob lives out in Kentucky, so it's sort of in the same neighborhood. Hello, Gary. He
Art, I
stopped
don't know
in.
about you, but if prices don't change, I ain't gonna be going to the Florida drone meetup next year. So,
Yeah, yeah. It's that's going to hurt a lot of people. The price of gas and
Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, Bob. It was
Yeah, there's
2019.
no spin up this year.
Right.
no.
There's no spin up this year because
Yep.
well, I think Kelly his dad passed away, and they're having to do a lot of stuff dealing with his mom and dealing with that, and so uh yeah, there's right now it's I think a lot of these activities are going to be curtailed because we ain't going to have the extra money because we're spending it all in gasoline and you know as diesel fuel goes through the ceiling, which it's already doing.
Yep.
I mean, I'm actually really considering starting to use the flex fuel in my van simply because of the cost. Because flex
Yeah.
fuel is that 84 or flex fuel or what is it? 84, 87, 85. Yeah, E85. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, the
E85.
E85 because my van is a flex
Mhm.
fuel vehicle. I'm thinking about using that E85. I won't get as much gas mileage, but it'll cost a lot. About $1 a gallon less filling up the tank. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
so
You know,
which
it's like me last week. I went home. I left here, and I plotted it all out where I stopped at the grocery store, got
uh-huh,
what I felt I needed,
right?
and I got home. The only place I went, I had to guide a turkey hunt, and that's only 20 minutes away. And thank God the ranch where he sent me, the boss sent me, was right across the street. So I took the four wheeler and I
Right.
hunted for
Yeah.
2.5 days on the four wheeler, which basically cost me nothing. I was done on the end of the second day. We got a turkey. I went back home, and for the next 4 to 5 days, I never left the house until I come back up here.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
I'm not doing much, I'm not leaving the house much at all,
Mm-hmm.
because just, of course, I only drive here in town, but, those little short stops really is what eats up your gas, at in-town driving.
Mhm.
And,
Yep.
I try,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something we haven't done in quite a while, and that's buying ahead. Usually I'll just buy for whatever, buy for, snack food and whatever for the night, and because I can just run up 3 blocks to the grocery store, it's like, but
Yep.
I'm getting where I don't like to do that because next time I'm looking over and my gas gauge is back down to
Yeah.
less than a quarter tank. I'm like,
You
what
know
the
what,
hell?
Lloyd? It's time to get out the electric wheelchair and put a little wagon on the back.
It's getting that bad, I'm telling you. Yeah, yeah. I used it today, man. Uh, I got a new electric wheelchair. I've used a scooter in the past, but this time they offered me that they asked because of the EMS it affects my left hand when it starts kicking in, and I'm noticing I'm having more and more problems controlling the controls on my left side. So the VA bought me a new electric wheelchair. Well, Judy uses it when we're just walking through the stores because I can walk. I'll push a cart.
Just
Use
use
it.
the other hand, Lloyd.
Yeah, I knew you was going to go there. Anyways, they bought me this really nice electric wheelchair. It's actually better than the one the insurance bought Judy. And so I was talking to we was talking, when I went up to the VA to get my eyes checked, I was talking about, she says, yeah, there's a guy had one of these. He used to go zipping down the hall. He'd get in trouble all the time. I said, yeah, I used to go up on the third floor when my scooter was new. And there's an area you can come down this hallway and then it kind of does a bit of an angle and then it angles again and it straightens out. It's kind of a sloppy S, through there. And I used to go up there and drift on that freshly waxed floor, it's a brand new section. And I said, but they busted me for it and told me I couldn't go on the third floor unless it was medically necessary because I got in trouble for, well, there was it just so happened the elevator door opened just as a nurse was pushing out an old man in a wheelchair, and I damn near ran him over. Okay, I was sliding, you know, and you know, I think she was upset because I think she had to go change him after I came zipping by. You know, I
Oh,
think he might have had a bit of an
well, you
accident when
scared
I
the
scared the shit out of
bejesus
him.
out
Yeah,
of him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
so,
hot rodding.
yeah, hot rodding. And they did. They told me I couldn't come up on the third. If they caught me up again, they were going to take my chair away or my scooter away. So today I decided not to do it. I hadn't tried out this new chair in that kind of circumstances. So down on the first floor, there's a hallway similar to it, and it's really wide. And I've learned, you know, those round semicircle mirrors that they have up on the seat.
Yep.
Those are so you can see what's down those blind hallways. And I've learned to use those now.
Good.
Yeah. So I can spot ahead. I can look ahead far enough, and so I still have not. This wheelchair is so fast. I've yet to put it on full speed. I won't try it.
Wow.
You know.
Can you
And
do a
so
power slide with it? Just go real fast and
yeah,
go.
yeah. I could. This thing goes like
I'd like to see
it,
that.
it goes like 6.5, 7 miles an hour. You know, on full speed. I'm not going to drive
Take
it.
it
Well,
to the snow and
here's
do
this is where you
donuts out in the
need
park.
some GoPros with little
I need to
little
put a
tiny
GoPro
and
mount on
have
it.
them all set up. And here comes
Right.
Lloyd right around
Yeah.
the corner.
And the thing is center wheel drive, so it's got just a pinpoint, and it's got these
Oh,
huge
like
wheels, so
turns
it'll
on a
go,
dime.
yeah, and it'll go over things too. You know, it'll go over a curb, you know, so I can, you know, it's although
Good.
we got it about the first week we had it, Judy pulled up to the van and she got out and got in it, and then I set my fat ass in it, and this thing's about double the weight of what hers is, and it sunk because we'd had a lot of rain for 2 days, and I was sitting there, I had mud slung, so we get out and she goes in the hospital and she tried to drive through a bunch of mud puddles to kind of clean off the wheels. Well, you could tell everywhere she went because it left all these little the 2 sets of tracks was just dirt on them all the way through the hospital. You know, like so.
What you
I've
guys ought
moved.
to do, Lloyd, you and Judy ought to get in your chairs and set up some cones out in the driveway. Go out there and have some races.
Well, we've thought about that. I actually one year I took my scooter and Judy's scooter. We went up to the cabin and or not to. We were camping and took our grandson with us for the week for his birthday, and he and I would race back and forth to the swimming pool. You know, we'd be hauling down through there, but this thing is so fast, and it's just. But I got it to drift. I come down the hallway and I just started the turn, and then I snapped it, and the back wheels just kind of slid over, and then I straightened out on the curve and down the hall
I
I
want to
went.
see an FPV follow you around.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah,
like on a
especially,
racetrack.
yeah,
You
yeah.
could change
I'm
your YouTube name. You know, you got Hot Rod
There you
Daytona.
go.
You could have Hot Rod at
You'll get
Frisco.
yeah.
thousands of
Oh yeah,
views
yeah.
in no
Wheelchair,
time.
yeah, wheelchair drifting. You know. Well, you get on the right floor because they polish those floors really well up there at the VA. You know, and of course.
Mhm.
One of the things was I come scooting down through there, and the guy had just been mopping the floor, and he saw me coming. He just stepped back, and I kind of zipped past him and said, "Sorry, no problem," and off I went. You know, I just kept sliding on past because that's when it did a little shimmy when I was going through that wet floor. You know, and
Now, do you have brakes on those? I like to see you
oh,
go tearing down there, hit the brakes, and go.
the brake is
Kind
to
of
let
like
go.
what was that? The 3-wheel scooters we used to have as little kids.
Yeah,
Ron
yeah,
probably remembers those.
yeah. The
Big wheels.
Oh,
big wheels.
Big
Yeah,
wheels.
big wheels.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the brakes on this is you let go because as soon as you let the power off, the mechanical brake or the electric brakes lock it in place. So, yeah, you can if you're not careful. But this thing, the way this is set up is it's got front and rear suspensions on it. So, you know, it kind of does like a tank. It'll go over stuff, and even if it's because it's got the front wheels are like this, the rear wheels are like that, and like I said, the center line wheels, which are the power wheels. So, but it's got real heavy front suspension and rear suspension, and it's I mean it'll just do that, and you're riding along like this when the rest of the wheelchair is. You all right there, Art? You starting to feel that liquor?
Face getting a little red.
Yeah, I think it's starting to kick in. But anyways, all right. But yeah, that was enough of my racing today. So don't forget, guys. The top of the hour is
Oh,
why am I getting oh, I must be having problems with because my stream is fine here, but I must be having problems with the stream over on oh, what's the one everybody does gaming on? Anyways, whatever it is. I'm streaming to two different places. I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So my Twitch thing must be acting up because it's showing a yellow light.
Yeah,
and
you're
I have
buffering.
Am I?
We're all buffering.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I do notice on here that there's about
Demon.
maybe about a second or two delay.
Is there?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
OBS or Stream Deck or whatever.
Yeah, because I'm using Twitch. Thanks, Bob Casey. Yeah. Yes, Art. I think Art is lit because
Twitch is that?
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah. So,
Mm.
well, guys, we've managed to go over an hour, and I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and shut this stream down. I'm not even going to bother with the timer because most of you are probably headed over to Ron Brown's. Binford 5000 power screw. I just saw what Charles Gillespie. Yeah. More power. What's really nice is this has got individual motors for each side of the tracking. So it really, so it's got, and they're direct drive. So it's got a lot of good torque to it. And yeah. So it gets me where I need it to go. It's put out by Invacare. It's their, can't remember which one it is now, but I mean, it's got red spoked wheels on it. I mean, it's pretty flashy looking. It's just
Sounds like a hell of a machine.
I was real surprised considering the VA bought it. The last scooter they bought me was it was new, but it was some generic Chinese brand or something, Golden
Watch
Eagle.
Watch out for Stryker.
Stryker?
Yeah, they make all the hospital beds and a bunch of medical devices.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the heiress to Stryker Medical lives up in Fort Collins.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Stryker. Yeah.
They make ambulance stretchers too.
He's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mud. Yeah, drifting mudslinging wheelchair king. Yeah, right. That's going to happen.
Hey Lloyd, before you go, I was going to tell you, about 2-3 weeks ago, I took my friend that I've had on here. My friend that's on oxygen.
Right.
He had an appointment at the VA in Sturgis, and he wasn't feeling well, so I drove him up there. He was getting an infusion. It took a better part of 3 hours, but I walked the halls of the VA in Sturgis. You wouldn't believe the history and photos in there. It was actually, I was actually entertained. I was impressed.
Yeah.
I walked the halls for hours, just checking out all the photography. And
the VA hospitals try to put a lot of, like ours is, they're fixing to shut ours down here in the next year or so. It's just they're going to have some clinics there, but for the most part, everything's moving to Tulsa. And that's where I went to get set up for my new wheelchair. I had to go to Tulsa, and I got to admit, I was impressed. That's the best looking VA facility I've ever been in. But ours has been around since, that hospital itself is like 120 years old. Yeah, well, it was built, it was an old Baptist hospital, so it's before the VA took it over, and So they took over. Well, it's so bad that the back side of it is sliding off the mountain. So they had to go back in there and put in new supports and cut off all parking for that back area because it was literally sliding down the mountain. So it was time for them to build a new one. Unfortunately, they're building it in Tulsa, which means I got to drive, but they'll pay me. They'll pay me to drive. Actually, they said I could actually get paid just to drive across town. Now it's like, I'm not going to
Yeah.
have them pay me to drive across town. That's just, I mean,
All right. That's what they do for my friend Don.
yeah,
All the doctor visits, he gets paid
yeah,
per mile.
yeah. You
Whatever
get
the
paid
mileage
mileage,
is.
and I said, they said, well, why don't you put in for it? I said, well, if the gas keeps going up, I probably will by the end of the year, but right now I'm not going to.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but I will get mileage when I go up to Tulsa. So, but
Mm.
anyways, yeah, let's shut the show down. I'm going to go ahead and just end it. I'm not going to even do the timer and all that. So, guys, remember, check out Ron Brown. You've probably already gone there. And I'm going to go ahead and just reach over here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for watching. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. Either that or there was
Thanks for having
nothing
me,
better on TV. Ron, you're always welcome. You know that. So,
Yep. Good to see you, Ron.
and
And,
what do you got
Roy,
coming up?
thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure being
Yep.
part of whatever this is called.
Whatever this circus is, yeah. Yeah. So, guys, remember what I say: be kind, treat each other better than you treat yourselves. Remember, everybody matters, even clowns like us. So, God bless, God help America. We need it. We'll see y'all later. Bye bye for now.
Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
There we go. Okay, we're